Hello everyone. It's incredible how many messages I receive from you, my subscribers, asking how to overcome challenging situations like getting out of debt, leaving an abusive relationship, or dealing with a job that brings no satisfaction. The answer to these questions has been addressed in previous videos, but it is worth reiterating that, as Hermeticism teaches us, we are the architects of our own reality. Ancient sages like Hermes Trismegistus, Pythagoras, and Plato always emphasized the importance of one key concept: observation. These masters of universal knowledge taught us that to truly observe something, we must dedicate our full attention to it. Attention is the key that unlocks the potential of our being, allowing us to manifest the events we desire in our lives. In Hermeticism, there is a fundamental principle: the all is mind, the universe is mental. This reminds us that everything we experience in the external world is a projection of our internal world. Therefore, by learning to direct our attention consciously and intentionally, we can shape reality according to our deepest desires. In this video, I'll share how you can use your attention to create the reality you want. We'll explore together how the art of conscious observation can transform your life and open doors to a future full of possibilities. Stay with us to learn more about how you can become a true co-creator of your reality. To begin understanding the power we have to shape our reality, I'd like to share a real example from a message I received from a subscriber, whom I'll call Anna. Although this isn't her real name, her story is something many can relate to. She wrote to me, "Sam, how do you expect me to be happy and create my own reality when I'm living such a miserable life? My husband doesn't love me, my boss doesn't respect me, and I have no money at all. I don't own a car, my rent is overdue, and my life is a living hell. My dissatisfaction and frustration are overwhelming. With all this, it's obvious that I'm sad and depressed." Who wouldn't be? Analysing Anna's words, we can extract several valuable insights for understanding Hermetic principles. Anna describes a reality where nothing seems to go right, where sadness and frustration prevail. However, there is a crucial perception we need to highlight. Anna's reality is a reflection of her internal state, not the other way around. In Hermeticism, we learn that as within, so without, as above, so below. This principle teaches us that the external world is a direct reflection of our internal world. The sadness and dissatisfaction Anna feels are not merely the results of external circumstances, but are creative forces shaping her daily reality. It's a powerful, yet challenging concept. It's not the reality that causes Anna's sadness, but her sadness that perpetuates this unwanted reality. When we understand that our thoughts and emotions are the lenses through which we perceive and create the world around us, we gain an extraordinary tool for personal transformation. The key here is self-awareness. By becoming conscious of our thoughts and emotions, we can begin to direct our attention to aspects we want to manifest. Instead of focusing on what is lacking or what is wrong, we can cultivate a mental state that attracts what we desire. Of course, this doesn't happen overnight, but with practice and patience, it's possible to reprogram our minds to create a reality more aligned with our true desires. The ancient sages, like Hermes Trismegistus, taught that what is above is like what is below, emphasizing the connection between the macrocosm and the microcosm, between the universe and the individual. When Anna or any of us learns to change the interior, the exterior reality begins to transform. Change begins within us, and it is this internal transformation that is reflected in the external world. Therefore, I invite you to reflect on your own reality. What are your thoughts and emotions creating? Which aspects of your life are mirrors of your internal state? By embracing this understanding, you can begin to direct your attention and energy toward creating the life you truly desire. Stay with us as we delve deeper into this subject, exploring how Hermetic principles can help transform your perception and, consequently, your reality. Whenever you feel stuck in life, like you're putting effort into something that just doesn't happen, or when you repeatedly encounter similar situations like an endless emotional roller coaster, it's essential to understand where the energy is stagnating. This energy stagnation, according to Hermetic teachings, is what blocks the natural flow that should be fueling our positive experiences. In the previous video about the mirror effect, we discussed how the external reality is a reflection of our internal state. When energy becomes stagnant, we experience the same circumstances repeatedly, as if we were caught in a time loop. So what directs the flow of energy? The answer is simple: attention. Wherever we direct our attention, energy follows and expands. Our focus and attention are the primary forces that determine where energy flows. However, what many don't realize is that the nature of our attention is divided into two main types: polar attention and non-polar attention. Polar attention has the power to attract and repel reality. Just as Hermetic principles teach that everything has its opposite, polar attention acts as a dual force. Any problem, when viewed from another angle, turns into a solution, reflecting the two sides of the same coin. Polar attention attracts something desired while simultaneously repelling the undesired, creating a dynamic balance. On the other hand, non-polar attention is completely neutral and has the capacity to dissolve reality. In practice, this means that by approaching situations without bias or expectations, we allow reality to unravel and reformulate without resistance. In terms of manifesting quantum events in our lives, this implies that neutrality can be a powerful ally in dissolving blockages. To illustrate, consider the two types of polar attention: positive attention and negative attention. When we focus positively on something, we attract more of what we love and desire. Conversely, when we focus negatively on something we dislike, we end up attracting more experiences of that nature. As the sages teach, like attracts like. We, as human beings often trapped in a matrix of conditioning, have been programmed throughout our lives to operate in modes of fear and survival, which have become our second nature. We live constantly on alert, seeking to eliminate and avoid any perceived threat to our survival. This conditioning keeps us in a constant state of protection, avoiding conflict and risk. This state of fear is perpetuated by external forces, such as the media and social networks, which often spread messages of fear and anxiety. This makes us vulnerable to manipulation, for when we are in a state of fear or anger, our actions are easily influenced. Ancient teachings warn us about the dangers of allowing fear, anger, and pride to dominate our minds. These emotional states keep us trapped, like prisoners of our own limited perceptions, distracted from the greater truth that we are co-creators of our reality. True freedom comes from understanding that we can choose where to place our attention, and thus redirect the flow of energy in our lives. By adopting a broader perspective, we can begin to reconfigure our minds and emotions, moving from a state of survival to one of conscious creation. It is through the wisdom of the ancients that we can learn to transform our reality, elevating our state of consciousness and embracing our innate power to manifest the life we truly desire. In the modern world, many people face the same types of problems repeatedly, such as financial difficulties and troubled relationships, because they are trapped by past traumas. They tend to focus more on avoiding past negative experiences rather than creating new and positive ones, perpetuating the same patterns of dissatisfaction. This cycle repeats itself in various areas of life, whether in work or finances, because fear and negative attention keep them anchored to the past. According to Hermetic principles, as Hermes Trismegistus teaches, what is inside is like what is outside. This means that our external reality is a reflection of our internal state. When we keep our focus on negative experiences, we attract more of them into our lives. This is where neutral or non-polar attention becomes crucial. It allows us to observe our experiences without bias, breaking the cycle of repetition and making room for transformation. There are two main types of attention: positive and negative. The universe returns to us what is the focus of our attention. If we choose to see a challenging situation, such as financial problems or relationships, as an opportunity for growth, we attract positive energy that reflects this attitude. This change in perspective strengthens us and helps us overcome obstacles. On the other hand, if we concentrate on negativity, believing a situation to be terrible and hopeless, we attract energy that reflects that mindset. The universe does not differentiate between positive and negative. It simply responds to the content of our attention. As Plato stated, reality is created by the mind. We can change our reality by changing our mind. Fear is a powerful emotion that can trap us in destructive patterns. When we feel fear, our minds tend to amplify the negative aspects, creating a cycle of pessimistic thoughts. To break this cycle, it is essential to align the heart and mind. When we feel something negative, our minds quickly generate corresponding thoughts, which can manifest more negative experiences. By applying the teachings of Neville Goddard, who emphasizes that imagination is the true essence of the divine, we can learn to redirect our attention to what we desire instead of what we fear. This shift not only transforms our mental state, but also sets us on a more positive life path, where we become true creators of our reality. Joe Dispenza also highlights the importance of changing our thoughts and emotions to create a new reality. Often, we are prisoners of our mental patterns, reliving past traumas and allowing fear to dictate our actions. When we perceive these events with neutral attention, without emotional resistance, they lose their power over us. This allows us to break free from negative cycles and open up to new possibilities. To put these ideas into practice, start by fully accepting where you are right now. Acceptance is not resignation, but a conscious and profound acknowledgement of the present reality. It's the act of seeing the situation for what it is, without judgment or resistance. When you accept what is, you free yourself from the weight of emotional and mental resistance, creating space for transformation. In this state of acceptance, begin to see challenges as disguised opportunities. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this situation strengthen and help me evolve? By changing your perspective, you often find that the greatest obstacles become the greatest teachers, offering valuable lessons and catalyzing your personal and spiritual growth. Finally, focus your attention and intention on what you wish to create. Be clear about your goals and keep your focus on them. Remember the words of Albert Einstein: "Imagination is more important than knowledge." Your mind is a powerful tool, and when aligned with your deepest intentions, it can shape and transform your destiny in extraordinary ways. By using your imagination to visualize your goals and act upon them, you become the architect of your own reality, capable of manifesting significant and positive changes in your life. Keep in mind that the universe responds to the quality of your attention. If you focus on what you desire and maintain a positive attitude, you will attract more of what you seek. If this content resonates with you, please share your experiences in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue exploring how to transform your life with the power of attention and intention. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.